Ready.
Up next, the Vikings and Bears square off for the first time in 2021. Chicago's looking for their 6th win in their last 7 games against Minnesota. It's a Week 15 NFC North slugfest. Coming your way next.
The sun is set in Chicago. The temps have dipped and will continue to do so. Jacket and blanket weather. It's that time of year at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Entering, onside kick, kickoff left.
Here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And off we go to wrap up a busy weekend of football. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. And the Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories. On plan, there are 7 categories. Defend, medium, pass is selected. Defend, medium, pass. You have 47 options. Cover 1 hole is selected.
First carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line. But I want to see if this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels.
Entering play call, defend, medium, pass. You have 47 options. Cover 1 hole is selected.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw, Cousins. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get.
Entering play call, defend, medium, pass. You have 47 options. Cover 1 hole is selected.
They could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Under pressure, they got him again. Khalil Mack, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
He's NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there.
R2 button.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over.
And the Bears offense ready to go to work here for the first time, leading them out the 11th overall pick of the 2021 draft, Justin Fields out of Ohio State.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 9. Regoni HB blunt dive.
Away. He's got his guys playing at a very high level.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
Circle button, R1 button, triangle button, triangle button.
For Fields to turn, and down he goes.
The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Entering play call, coach suggestion, gun plan, player, there are, formation, there are 9, cons, keep pass, media, quick pass, option, run, screen, play action, pass print HB flat, parallel LT, Padu, parallel LT.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Cross button,
Now it's Fields off the boot.
circle button,
Swings
R2 button.
for Cohen.
So the completion good for 7 there.
Entering play call, Padu,
3rd and 11
pass print HB flat,
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the
parallel LT.
When they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
Circle button,
Around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Now, I think
triangle button,
into a shootout, and that
square
means
button,
to keep pace.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
entering play call, concept, there are 9, play type, there are 9, concept, formation, player, there are, Cheedy Lamb, Calvin Ridley, Khalil Cole Kmet, Justin Field, Tarek Cohen, Zone 24 zone open.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Cross button.
Here's the first carry for Tarek Cohen.
R2 button.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Entering play call, zone fig jet. 24 zone open, MTNHB plunge. 24 zone open.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
Max protect. Up.
On the
R2 button.
It's Cohen. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Entering player, there, formation, there are 9 categories, there, I form, single jack, concept, keep pass, media, quick, option, run, screen, play action, parallel LT.
2 running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now?
Cross button,
Now it's Fields.
circle button, square button, square button, Cross button.
And he'll just toss it away.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 18 options. Field goal 56 yards is selected.
I like the
On plan. There are 9 player. There are 9 categories. Formation. There are 9 categories. There are concept. Keep pass. Meet. Keep pass. Verticals.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th
Cross
and
button.
13.
Triangle button. Cross button.
He'll fire deep downfield for
Cross button.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago. Their 2nd straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along. And from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively. And this team now has an identity. And they're playing to it and playing well. Well, you had to punt on your first drive. And on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Twice the protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Cousins to throw it. The open man is Westbrook. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Does every defense talk about 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 21 carries, 101 yards.
He's having a nice season.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Cousins. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. So the completion is...
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories. Pinch up 0. Cover 6 press.
Now a run with Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Well last week in that win over Green Bay.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and it blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill it.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Throwing is Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On plan, there are formation. There are 7 categories. There are 3 subcategories. Option is set to over 18 plays. We have 8 options. 3 to 4 is selected.
40 yards out. The kick by Parkey is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Jakeem Grant now to return.
R2 button.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their
Entering play call.
They've got to be a
concept. There are play type. There are personnel. There are 9 categories. Play type. There are 9 concept. Medium, quick pass, run, screen, play action, pass sprint, HP flat,
Forward here, because if we don't get it,
Carl LT, Padu.
3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Triangle button.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his
button.
right side. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Entering play call, Padu. Pass sprint HB flat. Carl LT.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Fields.
Triangle button.
That is
R2 button.
They'll contain him to just 4.
Entering play call, Padu.
Passing game here.
Concept, screen pass, run, option, quick pass, medium pass, smash error, pop power O, mesh, access, Y corner,
Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Triangle button. Circle button. Square button.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Dalvin Tomlinson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Entering play call, smash, there are 13. Concept, there, formation, there are 9 category. Run, screen, play action, pass sprint HB flat, parallel LT.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Cross button.
3rd and long, they'll look.
Circle button. Triangle button. Square button.
And that is caught. It's Ridley.
And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Entering play call, do, concept, there are, formation, I form, wing, AHB power O, pass sprint HB flat, power G, AHB toss, AHB lead dive.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Cross button.
Action. It's Fields.
Square button. Triangle button. Triangle button. Square button.
He completes it to Ridley. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that. That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Entering play call, formation, there, weak, I form, single back, wing pair, AHB dive alert smoke. Triangle button.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
Entering play call, AHB dive alert smoke.
That means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
Square button.
On the give.
Button.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down.
Entering play call, pass sprint HB flat.
Time by Dalvin Tomlinson. Still 15 yards to go, 2nd down.
Circle button.
Fields now to throw.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Circle button. Triangle button.
Taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Entering play call, formation, concept, keep, meeting, quick pass, option, run, screen, play action, pass sprint HB flat, parallel LT.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Third and long. It's Fields.
Cross button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
That's the tight end, Jesper Horsted.
And he gets this down in.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 50 yards is selected.
Just make this one simple.
Pick FGY shovel.
More open than
On plan, there are player, there are not formation, there are concept, there are pass, media, quick, watch, run, screen, play action, view, sprint HD, parallel LT.
Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on fourth. They're going to try a second time.
Cross button.
Here's Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
In here, fourth down play. Make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
On 2nd and a yard, Cousins. But it's caught on the right side at Smith.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Meet the level of grounding. Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10. Throwing, Cousins to the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he's going to have another first.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
When they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Working out of the gun, Cousins. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
They can only do so
Return left.
On this
return right.
Took them to the limits.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air.
Triangle button.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day.
Entering play call to concept. There play type. There are personnel favorites. Recent play. Coach suggest on plan. Player. There are Justin Fields. Cole Kmet. Khalil Herbert. FD dive.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to
R1 button.
when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything,
Entering play call. Player. There formation. There are Hail Mary.
Make them do it again.
Goal line. Concept. Keep. Media. Quick. Opt. Run. Screen. Play action. Parallel LT.
From the 24.
Triangle button. Square button.
And he completes it to Cohen. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the
entering play. Pahu.
Sprint
HD flat.
10.
Concept. There are play type. There are 9 cat personnel. 1 RB bar 1 T bar 3 WR. Tight bench switch. AHB zone WK.
This is Cohen.
R2 button.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Entering play call. Tight white off. There are jet sweep. Inside zone split.
Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness. One cut, and he goes. That's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
Cohen gets it again. Second.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little...
Entering play call. AHB zone WK. Hogger slide. Jet sweep. Jet sweep. AHB zone WK.
Because otherwise, this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try to run
R1 button.
Cohen. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
Entering play call. Jet sweep. Jets. Zone fit jet. Jet sweep. Inside zone split.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Now Cohen.
R2 button.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Entering play call, AHD zone WK.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it with
Cross button.
and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle.
Entering play call, personnel, there are favorites, there are recent plays, coach suggestions, pass return, quick pitch, quick slants.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Triangle button,
Throw is
triangle button, circle button,
able to shake
square
it.
button, circle button.
Get away forever, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Entering play call, go, plan, there, player, there are, formation, concept, keep, media, quick, option, run, screen, play action, sprint HD flat, ROLT.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Cross button,
Going on 3rd down.
triangle button, cross button.
That one complete to Horsted. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 9 categories, you have 12 options, punt is selected. Punt plan, there are, player, there are, formation, there are, concept, keep, media, quick op, run, screen, play action, Padu.
The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time.
Cross button,
Down.
triangle button, square button.
And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Entering play call, do, there are 2, concept, play type, there are 9, personnel, favorites, personnel, 2 RB bar 1 T bar 2 WR, 2 RB bar 2 T bar 1 WR, 3 RB bar 2 T bar 0 W, 2 RB, quick slant, ISO, power post, ISO. Cross button,
1st down, a run
R2
with,
button.
and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4.
Entering play call, power post,
All that hitting and
AHD stretch,
4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves.
personnel, play type, there are 9 categories, concept, there are formate, keep, media, quick, op, run, screen, play action, sprint HD flat, ROLT.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
Triangle button,
Swings this out here.
R2 button,
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Entering play call, error 2, concept, error, play type, error 9, personnel, error 1 RB bar 1 T bar 3 WR, tight white, inside zone split.
A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. They run. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere.
Entering play AHP zone W boot slide. That's weak.
On the play.
Posted. Boot slide. Personnel 1 RB bar 2 P bar 2 WR. Dusklo zone split double. AHP zone WK. Pa X post cross. AHP zone WK.
Gonna give this toss
cutting.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Entering play call. Bench.
He'll be left staring at a
personnel. Error 9 cat. Play type. Error pass. Special. RPO. Concept. Error. Keep pat. Media. Option. Run. Screen. Play action. Padu. Posprint. Parallel LT. Posprint HB flat.
But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Entering play call. Pick FGY shovel.
How precise he's
on plan. There are 9. Player. There are 9. Formation. There are concept. Keep. Medium. Quick pass. Touch. Run. Screen. Play action. Posprint HB flat.
I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's
parallel LT
as well.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They snap it to Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button. Triangle button.
Open man. He finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Komet. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass his young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
Everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen. And it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this one is in.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Running game almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. The Vikings on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Cousins. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
R2 button.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive,
Entering play call, coach curls.
away from what you did before.
Zone pick jet.
Worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles.
On plan, there are 9 categories. Throw it medium is selected. Option is set to undefined. Coach suggests post wheel drag. AHB zone WK.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
R1 button.
Throw.
Cross button. Cross button.
They will find Ridley on the left side. And they'll get it in.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. RPO zone peak is selected.
Zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
On plan, there are 9. Calvin Ridley, Khalil Herbert, Cole, Khalil Herbert.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. RPO zone peak is selected. Pa MTN, AHD stretch.
On 1st down, Cohen. There he goes, right side.
Cross button.
From Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you, and let's face it.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. That attempt is selected.
Absolutely sensational.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score,
But it's scored in.
Entering play call, special teams, with 6 options, kick-off left is selected.
After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now D.D. Westbrook to return. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Now Cousins. They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he'll go out near middle.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
It just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's able to get this one down to the 40.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need it.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Left side, Cook. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Cousins. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight.
Triangle button.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interception.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Strong stretch is selected.
I'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
AHD slip screen.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Square button.
Fields.
R1 button. Cross button.
He's taken down. Back at his own 7. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Entering play call, coach suggests. Gun plan. There are player. There are 9. Formation. There are 9 cat. Player. There are 9. Formation. Concept. Keep. Media. Quick. Option. Run. Screen. Play. Do. Pass print HB flat. Parallel LT.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Cross button.
Another try after the first down.
Cross button.
Fields.
Square button.
Open man is Komet, the tight end.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Entering play call. Play call. Concept. There. Formation. Player. There are Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb, Darnell Mooney, Tarek Cohen, Justin Fields, Tarek Cohen, Nesh, AHD stretch.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Cross button.
Fields.
Triangle button. R1 button. Square button. Circle button. R1 button. Cross button. Triangle button.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
Entering play call. Zone thick jet. 24 zone open. Pass print HD flat. Player. There are 9. Formation. There are 9 CAD. I form. AHD stretch.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
Entering play call. Formation. Concept. Keep pat. Meet. Quick. Up. Run. Screen. Play action. Do. Parallel LT.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
Circle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
And seeing nowhere to throw.
Entering play call. Do.
Now it's 3rd
Pass
down.
print HD flat.
Times we've seen him try to escape the pocket
Parallel
and
LT.
his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look.
Triangle button. Cross button.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet.
And he's
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
short of the marker. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Patrick Peterson.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this one.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. They're throwing to start the drive. But
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
A lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen.
Entering play call, on. There are 3 categories. You have 30 options. Cover 3 sky is selected.
Pressure and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Robert Quinn in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Here comes Grant on the
button.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the 2nd quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw.
Entering play call, spot,
take him out of the game.
kill combo, spot and go.
Press him, double him, triple him.
On plan, there are 9 categories. Player, there are 9. Justin Field, Tarek Cohen.
Spectacular one.
Mesh.
And he has showed up.
AHD stretch.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Cross button,
Now to throw.
square button, R1 button.
The throw fight against
R2 button.
tight end Horsted. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So they
Entering play call, Tarek Cohen, zone fit check, 24 zone open.
after the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Cross button.
To his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Entering play call, Tarek Cohen. You have 66 options. Zone weak is selected. Mesh. 24 zone open.
Time here on a Monday night as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Tua Tagovailoa leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in their ball game as they fall to the visiting
Washington football team. Antonio Gibson, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And this tells the story right here. As a unit, negative yards passing through 2 quarters of play. That is something you almost never see. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. These two
Entering
teams currently going
run,
over their
throw
final
it, throw it
halftime
media,
adjustments.
throw it key,
We are just about
blitz
set to get
counter,
back to
run
it in the
inside,
second half.
run
And for the
outside,
call,
throw
let's
it
go back
short,
to Soldier
run
Field
inside,
and Brandon Godden.
defend out, defend short pass.
All right,
Entering
coach,
play
that's
call,
very fine
special
work as
teams, you
always,
have
as
6
we welcome
options,
you back
return
for
left
quarter
is selected.
number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is Jakeem Grant.
R2 button.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Entering play call, Tarek Cohen, you have 60, player, there are, formation, there are 9, concept, there are 9, play type, there are 9, personnel, there are favorites, recent, coach on plan, there, run, MTNH, MTN counter STR, MTNHB plunge.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better.
R2 button.
Try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
MTNHB on plan, there are 9, player, there are 9, formation, concept, keep, meet, quick pass, opt, run, screen, play action, pass print HB flat, parallel LT.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Now Fields.
Triangle button.
Gets this to his running
R2 button.
Cohen. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you get
Entering play call, 2, there are 2 categories, you have Padu,
try and put the hammer down.
concept, there are, formation, there are 9, player, there are 9, Justin, Cole Komet, Justin Fields, Tarek, Darnell, Chidi, Calvin Rid, Callow Herbert, FD Dive.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Cross button.
They give it off here.
R1 button.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make
Entering play call, Callow Herbert. Quick punt sweep.
Great
Player, there are 9, formation, there are, Hail Mary. Goal line. Done.
Left him no
Weak.
space to try and run.
I form.
Really nice
Throw.
job. Swarming to the
AHB
ball
stretch.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Here's a handoff to Cohen running
R2
right.
button.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to
Entering play call, throw, formation, concept, there are 9, keep pass, media, quick pass, option, run, screen pass, Play
and
action.
making it work.
Do. Carl LT.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Oh yeah, I'm coming. Oh yeah, I'm coming.
Here's Fields.
Triangle button. Circle button. Triangle button. X button.
Cohen. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
Entering play call. Play call. Concept. There are 9. Play type. There are 9. Personnel. There are 1 RB bar 1 T bar 3 WR. Type. Inside zone split. Cross button.
They'll run on
R1 button.
It's Cohen. And nothing doing. He's immediately
Entering play call. Tight Y off. AHD zone WK. Personnel. There are. Play type. There are 9. Yes.
Defensively, he had it
Run.
diagnosed pretty quickly.
Option.
That
RPO.
because
Special.
that just perfect
Yes.
on that one. Read
Quick
his
pass.
keys,
Quick fade.
made the play,
Stick.
and he couldn't even get going
Slants.
moving the football.
Quick slants.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
Entering play type. Personnel. There are favorites. There are recent code player. There are formation. Keep me. Option. Run. Screen pass. Bubble screen. Play action. Pass print HB flat. Parallel LT.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long.
Unbelievable.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up to
Entering play call. Concept. Screen pass. Run. Option. Quick pass. Medium. Keep pass. Vertical. 4 verticals. Verticals. 4 verticals.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for
Triangle button. Cross button. Cross button. R1 button.
Airing it out, looking for
Square
rhythm.
button.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big connection on that one. 39 yards. And that last throw, folks, one to remember. That moves him past Peyton Manning's mark of 5,477 yards thrown for in 2012. So this is the all-time.
Entering play call. Verticals. There are verticals.
the confetti.
4 vertical. Concept. There are play type. There are 9 categories. Personnel. There are 9 favorites. There are recent plays. Coach suggests. Gun plan. There are 9 categories. Run. MTNH. MTN counter S. MTN counter STR.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, watch the defense.
Cross button.
Down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining.
Entering play. MTNHB plunge.
They'll try the counter here.
Button.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Entering play call, run inside, empty and AHB, zone split WK.
Up a little bit here.
AHB zone WK.
Appears, at least on this drive.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Cross button.
Again, it's Cohen.
R2 button.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 98 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Entering play, empty and AHB plunge. Zone split WK. Cross button.
They'll try and run for it on first
button.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Category selected.
To be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Now the point after try for Santos. And it's 21-3. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was polished off by a Tariq Cohen touchdown.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. If off left is selected.
After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. With it on the return now, here's Westbrook. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4, 2nd down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So be it, but the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, Cousins. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. A gain of 4 left.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
And maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. On 2nd down, Cook. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that?
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And a high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground. And
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight.
Triangle button.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. HB stretch is selected.
A guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going.
Circle button. Circle button.
I would think that
R1 button.
because if
Triangle button.
they're up to do it on the last drive, starting back
Triangle
to
button.
territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look good.
Entering play call. AHB slip screen.
Went and went, no
Zone kick jet.
adjustments, and no
AHB slip screen.
knock the ball away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the
R1 button.
is Fields. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too.
Entering play call. Coach suggest. Punt plan. Player. There. Formation. There. Concept. There. Medium. Quick path. Opt. Run. Screen. Play action. Pass sprint H. Paro LT. Cross button.
It's Fields off the bootleg.
Circle button. Circle button. Circle button. Triangle button.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. Boy, Charles, that time he took a bad situation and made it worse.
Yeah, you're almost putting together a nice little song there, aren't you? Because it's something you'll see from young quarterbacks. They have that tendency to retreat backwards instead of stepping up in the pocket.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
Punt it away. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And that one didn't accomplish a whole lot. It'll be down inside the 35-yard line. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run it again with Cook. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. From the gun, here's Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be out of bounds.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
There, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one.
Load block right, base lock right, base lock right, safe man right, safe man right, load block right.
And knocked him down to force a 4th down.
And Parkey's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point,
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
This taken in at the goal line.
Action button.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 up. Punt plan. There are 9 categories. Coach suggestion. Punt plan. Run. MTNH. MTN counter STR. MTNHB plunge.
You to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
They'll start things on 1st.
Action button.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
Entering play call. MTNHB zone split WKHB zone WK 24 zone open. Zone split WK 24 zone open.
He's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chatter right now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Cross button.
Cohen gets it again.
R1 button.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain.
Entering play call. Run. MTNHB punt plan. Player. There are 9. Formation. There are special teams. Concept. Keep path. Medium. Quick. Watch. Run. Screen. Play action. Pass sprint H. Parallel LT.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Coming to you. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Rap.
Cross button.
The playoff as he'll look.
Triangle button.
Swings
Action
this
button.
for Cohen. And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the 1st down yardage before he's brought down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
Entering play call, concept, there are play type, there are 9 concept, there formation, there are player, there are 9 gun plan, there coach suggest gun plan, zone split WK. Cross button.
On first down.
R2 button.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win.
Entering play call, MTNA, zone split up, AHB blunt dive, AHB misdirection, zone fake jet, AHB blunt dive, zone fake jet, AHB misdirection.
The last run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7.
Cross button.
They try again.
R2 button.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up.
Entering play call, MTN AHB inside zone, 24 zone open, zone fake jet, AHB dive.
But he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go.
Gun plan, there player, there are 9 formation, there are 9 concept, keep, quick, watch, run, screen, play action, sprint HB flat, parallel LT.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Cross button.
To throw, Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button.
Complete to Horsted. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line.
Get ready.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man here is Conklin. That catch good for only a couple.
It's easy work and it's coming again.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
From the 41, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
More than ready for him.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 8.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down yardage there as he
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
More and more, you've got to take some chances. You know, if you play everything conservatively and play everything exactly like, okay, I know what to do in each situation, I don't think you're going to get very far. I love the call there, going for it, even on his own side of the field.
Yeah, and even though you're on your own side of the field, they were creeping towards midfield, so not as crazy as if they were back at their own 20. Right?
Showed a little faith in the defense too, right?
Yep. Airing it out deep for Smith. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Johnson. And the Bears force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well. Protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. RPO alert glances selected. HD slip screen.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Turnover that just got them the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like
cross button,
4-minute
R1 button.
Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Inside, slant stick. Gun plan. There are player. There are formation, concept, keep pass, media, quick pass, option, run, screen, play action, do, there, pa do, pass sprint HD flat, parallel LT. Cross button. Triangle button. R2 button. R2 button.
So back-to-back plays, each getting...
Entering play call, do, there are 2 do.
You'd said the magic number.
Concept, there are 9 play type, there are 9, run, RP, special, pass, run, option, RP, special, pass.
Too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what
slants,
you do to make an
X
adjustment
slant,
on defense,
jet pass F, Y stick, quick fade, play type, concept, screen, run, option, quick pass, medium, deep pass, verticals. Cross button, triangle button,
Loft one, deep left side here.
square button,
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Chicago. Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football, and this is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be...
Entering play call, verticals, there are 12 categories, concept, there are play type, there are personnel, favorites, recent plays, there are coach suggestions, gun plan, player, error, formation, concept, media, quick, opt, run, screen, play action, sprint HP flat, parallel LT.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's first and
Cross
10.
button,
Here's Fields.
triangle button,
He finds his
X
man.
button,
That's Cohen. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can
entering play call, do, there are 2 categories, you have 7 options, parallel LT is selected.
I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space.
Sprint HP flat,
The best
concept,
keeps him out of
play
the
type, there are personnel, favorites, recent play, coach, gun plan, player, there are formation, I form, AHD powered O.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining. Here.
Entering plate, AHD stretch,
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Fields throwing again.
triangle button,
That's complete.
cross button,
Back Herbert. And able to get this down inside.
entering play call, wing, there are 2 categories, you have 9, call experts, AHD toss, AHD leg dive.
Because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they
Cross
obviously
button.
in the right spot to throw the ball there.
Cross button,
Red zone now. They'll look to throw.
triangle button, circle button, triangle button,
Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. A gain of 6.
entering play call, wing, there are 2, AHD powered O. Formation, there, concept, there are, play type, there are 9, personnel, there are, favorites, there, recent play, coach suggest, gun plan, there, player, there, Calvin Ridley, Khalil Herbert, Cole Kmet, Justin Tarek Cohen, Mesh, 24s, sprint HB, 24, sprint HB flat,
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
cross button,
On the handoff.
R1 button,
A little juke. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
entering play call, Tarek Cohen, you have 66 options, zone weak is selected,
Before the series began, I know
Mesh.
exactly what we said in the defense.
AHD stretch,
Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54. Come on.
cross button,
It's Fields.
R1 button,
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
entering play, player, there, formation, concept, keep, quick, option, run, screen, play action, do, parallel LT,
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Mine's 54. Mine's 54.
cross button,
Fields now to throw.
triangle button, square button, triangle button,
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Able to get there and pick it. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. With his guys trailing here in the fourth, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game, but it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Second and 7. Cousins to throw it. And he held on to it too long, and coverage sack, down he goes. Akeem Hicks, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coach, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is Pena.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And it's a leaping effort, but it's...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
For this one, I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. An even 90 yards. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are safe man left, safe man right.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. And it's good, so that will get them back within 1 score. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Grant on the return.
R2 button.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown.
Entering play call, there are 2 categories. You have 7 options. ROLT is selected.
On the other side of the ball said, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Trying to shake off the interception.
Triangle button.
He'll look to throw.
R2 button.
Caught by Cohen.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll make it a second down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants.
Entering play call, concept, there are play type, there are personnel, favorites, recent play, coach, on plan, player, there, formation, there, cons, keep pass, meet, keep pass, four verticals. Cross button, R1 button, cross button.
He'll drop
R2 button.
to Cohen, and he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Entering play call, verticals.
This contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Cross button, R1 button, cross button.
Deep downfield for Lamb.
Square button.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Entering play call, verticals. For vertical, concept, there, play type, there are 9, personnel, there, play, run, run, zone fake jet, AHP inside zone.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Cross button, R2 button, R2 button.
Fight his way in, not giving up there. He's got a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Bears are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Added empty selected.
Running the football into the end zone, then pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Santos now to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 15 now. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was polished off by a Tariq Cohen touchdown.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one complete to Smith. That catch good for...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw, Cousins. Oh, he'll want that one back.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look.
On third down, Cousins. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there. And now fourth down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here,
Entering
can't check out of this game.
AHD inside zone.
A number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
R1 button.
Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. Fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want
Entering play, trail shake,
have a little vision,
AHD stretch.
space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Cross button.
They'll keep it on the ground.
R2 button.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the
Entering play call. Smash drive. AHD leg dive. Hitch corners. AHD leg dive. Force field drag.
They knew they'd be in
AHD
situations.
leg dive.
Be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Cross button.
on third down.
Cross button.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up fourth down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Entering play call, coach suggests, gun plan. There are 9 categories. Run inside is option is set to none. Coach suggests, coach suggests, gun plan. MTN counter STR, AHD zone WK.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Cross button.
They'll try and run.
R2 button.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought.
Entering play call, round inside. You have 71 options. MTN zone split double. AHD blunt dive.
This is
Zone split WK.
the running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock.
Entering play, MTN AHD plunge. Zone split WK.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. This is Cohen.
R2 button.
Dances by him. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with one.
Entering play call, MTNH Plum, zone split WK.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They'll try and run some clock, keep it on the ground. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Entering play, MTNHB Blunt, zone split double, AHB Blunt dive, zone split WK.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Tariq Cohen, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Tariq Cohen, fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Bears are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. That event is selected.
To try for Santos. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was polished off by a...
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories. Gun plan. There are 7 categories. Defense short pass. Defense cover 1 thief showed you.
Cousins now to throw on first down. They're quickly to Thielen here.
Entering play call, pod. There are 3 categories. You have 30 options. Cover 1 robber is selected.
A desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25.
Entering play call, pod. There are 3 categories. You have 30 options. Cover 1 robber is selected.
This is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Entering play call, defense short pass. You have 23 options. Cover 1 hole is selected.
Little time. Again, it's Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Entering play call, defense short pass. You have 23 options. Cover 1 hole is selected.
First down, here's 2nd and goal. Now Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Entering play call, defense short pass. You have outside 3rd.
You just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Entering play call, Punkland, there are 7 cat, cover 1 thief showed you.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth down. They'll run for it. Cook. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. Cook turned away on fourth and goal. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand.
Entering play call, coach suggests, Howard G, AHB led dive.
It was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
They'll run on first.
Button.
Herbert. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Entering play call, AHD stretch.
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Bears, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10 and 4. And they will hit the road
report player
next week to take
stats.
on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7 and 7. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.